So the next bit is again using your sap green, and I'm going to just put some streaks into this field, so a little bit dry brush, just to give some variation or some lines. Don't lose the underlying light. Same this side, so some streaky lines of green in here. So you should be able to still see some of the underlying green coming through. And then I'm going, so just that amount, nothing more, depending on the size you're working. And just taking a little bit more sap green, and I've got a small brush now, and I'm going to just put a little bit of texture into here, so I can possibly make the far a little bit more solid, and then in the foreground just do some little dabbles. So it's just, I'm using the brush pointing upwards. Now there's a shadow going to fall here at one point, but for the moment I'm just going to go through as if with no consideration for that shadow. The shadow will just overlay some of this, and I don't want to make a commitment to where it's going to be until I've done some of the rest. So just a little jiggly brush stroke, just goes upwards, and it follows the line of the grass verge. So again, you've got the light tone coming through, and we've got some down the centre of the road. So just, and the brush continues to point upwards. So even though we're at a slightly steeper angle, keep the brush pointing vertical, because we want to give the impression, we don't want the grass leaning, we don't want to, if you go that way, you'll begin to get the feeling that the grass is actually blowing sideways, and we don't want a gale blowing down our lane. So again, it's just a little jiggly brush stroke. Now in this side, there is a little bit of light showing at one point, and so we'll do a little bit of this sort of work, mainly to the top area, because again this is going to be mainly in shadow. And I'm just going to put a little jiggly brush stroke. It won't matter actually if I go right the way through this area. Most of it will not show. Again, the brush continues to point vertically. So we've gone vertical there, we've come vertical there, and we've come vertical here. And your strokes are small, so you want to make very small brush strokes so you get that grassy feel, and you can see that that gives quite a good grassy feel just with that done. And that's your next bit.